Boring night. The wind's howling outside. It's been a very hot day today, so I don't know what this heat's all about. This wind, sorry. Wind. Yeah, Paul, I'm good. Was that the same question? I can't see it. Oh, me too. Oh, I am too. Fed up of getting blame of everything when I'm sitting here, like at least I know the truth, but so I'm not gonna say no more on it. I know what's happened. And I will have my day. Never mind. Can't be helped, can it? I could take the rough. It's just the lies. I've never known a bunch like it. Well, I probably have and just never noticed so much. Even more, I don't know if you were. I know you were around the live at one point, yeah. Um, and I've got people. I'm sitting there reading from a government website, yeah. That this is the law, and you got know-alls in here that know absolutely nothing, sitting there telling me I'm wrong when I'm reading it from the government website. You know what I mean? It's like it really is challenging that part. So many of them sitting on the dole, all legal beagle experts, surgeons, lawyers, doctors, judges. We know everything. And you're sitting there reading from a government website and they're still sitting there going, no, 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 that's not right. It's not right. It's not right. It is right. It's you that's wrong. And just people just can't take accountability for their actions. I was really pissed off at that today. Even when you speak the truth, though, Paul, it just doesn't. It doesn't matter. People don't want to hear it. So no, fighting an endless battle. And yes, it's a Pacific gender that keeps on doing it. You know, it's like I've got all of Claire's accounts blocked except for one because she blocked me, so I couldn't get her back. I couldn't block her back. That's okay. Tonight, guess who comes in my live? And I caught them red-handed, and I straight away ended the live, went straight into the profile and blocked it. You as well, Just. You're the same. It's even worse when there's a whole load of no-hopers on here, and they believe the tripe that's been said. And it is a gender issue. It really is a gender issue. It really is. I don't care what anybody says. This is a gender problem. The same ones that are shouting, "Oh, you do this." Well, do you know what? I'm starting to wonder if Zach's right. I know it's a bad thing to say, but hey, I'm starting to wonder. I'm being attacked right, left, and centre today over. I'll tell you what it was about. It was about Claire's law, and I said a man or a woman can make an application under Claire's law. No, they can't. It's for women only. It's for women only. I said, no, it's not. It's men and women. No, it's not. No, you're lying. And it was real heavy on attack, yeah? And I read it from the government website where it actually says man, woman, and even people who identify as non-binary can apply. I was like, what? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and not even an apology. I'm still told I'm in the wrong. I'm still told that I made the mistake. It's like, what? Gaslighting, manipulation, and hey, my favorite, mental abuse. And they're not even my partner. It's just TikTok people. But I was just amazed at the amount of people that jumped on that bandwagon and said, oh no, she's right, it's only women, it's only women. No, loves. No, not this time. But there you go. They're just mental. They really are mental. And it kind of goes hand in hand, really. And I don't know why I'm so surprised, because it's TikTok after all. I mean, you really have got to be something, me included, to be on here. Me included. But I'm here to try and educate nicely. And it makes you a little bit paranoid, Because, that person comes in, right? She unblocks me to specifically come in, yeah? And cause problems. And you start to wonder, did that argument start in the first place for this reason? Did somebody deliberately set that up? Honestly, God, I'm starting to wonder now. Oh, bugger. It was the wrong one. To get me to blow up and then go, oh, see. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? What do you want? Let's have it out. What do you want? You think you're going to scare me, do you? Go on, come up then. Come up. Come on. You've been at it for the last couple of nights, so bring yourself up here. Let's see what a big person you are. Come on. Let's see. A waif and stray, that's what it is. An idiot. Just somebody trying to cause problems as usual. If it's not the real person, then it's got to be Claire, to be honest with you. She thinks she's a big woman. She thinks she can go around. It's like she thinks she can go around haunting people, yeah, and get away with it. Because the minute you snap, it's like, see, proved my point. Yeah. That's called manipulation. That's called mental abuse. It's called stalking. And it's called harassment. Harassment, Vanessa. This is harassment. Because you're not welcome in my room. You're not welcome here. And well, you know it. See what I mean, Paul? See what I've got to... Yeah, I hope they have. See what I've got to put up with? Fucking idiots. That person has got no reason to be around me. No reason whatsoever. I know. This is what I'm saying. You think I'm mad and radical and things like that, Paul? But I've stood behind public house bars, yeah, for 34 years. I've been a landlady. I have seen most of what the human race can throw at each other and have done. Believe you me, I used to think nothing would shock me, but stuff that was happening during the COVID, I was just like, I'm in a parallel universe. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting, and I don't have any time for it now. Maybe because I'm getting older, I'm becoming a grumpy old man, or maybe that's what happens with old people. Maybe we've just seen enough. You know, maybe we've just seen enough. We've been here too long. Maybe that's why we only get a limited time in this world, because well, things can't repeat. You see, I strongly believe, right, that what goes around comes around. My mum taught me that when I was very young, and what was the other thing? History has got a very nasty habit of repeating itself. Well, you can only have so many dimensions, or so many things happen, or so many certain things in this universe, and so for it to happen to somebody else, or a new set of people, that's why we're limited on our time on this earth. Because then a new generation comes along. I mean, it's like, most of you that are in your 50s will know this, including you, Paul. Back in the day, we used to think, yeah, we've invented this new thing and we're going to con the adults and have one over them, because we're brilliant at thinking this up, And when you go and date, your mum and dad, cause in my case, it was my nan, would come out and go, excuse me, right? Um, I know what you did there. No, you don't, because you're not clever enough. You're old. You don't know nothing. And then as I got older, I remember the looks that I used to get. And as I got older, I realised that I was saying that to my own kids and then my younger kid. And they used to say, "How do you know such things?" And it just fell at my mouth one day, and I said, "Because I was your age one time. Don't think because you got iPads and things like that things were any different in my day." And then I even astonished myself. Um, I don't know the answer to that one. I'm just telling you how curveballs that life throws at you, and how, in my opinion, and it's my opinion, I've only ever seen like maybe 9 different personalities in my whole entire life. I can look at somebody and say, "Oh, they remind." And some people I know will object to this and say, "Oh, you can't do that," but it's true. I'm sorry that some things in life are just true whether you like it or not. Yeah, and I can look at somebody and say, "Oh, they remind me of such and such." And sometimes if you're invested, you'll look a bit hard and you'll see that it is the same person, or the same attitude, the same personality, you know and then you realize what you've got in your hands here. And I've done that many times. And it's almost like it's a deja vu, or an action replay. That's all right, Emerald. So yeah, it's just like an action replay. But it's a different face, it's a different person. And I'm thinking, but this ain't a different person. This is the same person that was talking shit 6 months ago, but with a different name, a different look, whatever, something. But it's the same personality, the same handshakes, the same, suave walk, stylish dress, or unstylish as sometimes it might be. You know, Sometimes you ever thought to yourself, oh, I've seen somebody with a top like that before. Well, of course you have. One of the other named personalities in this world had it on last week. And you find yourself sitting there scratching your head going, who did I see wearing that shirt last week? What more can I say? What more can we say? But that's the way life is, isn't it? And I get shut down sometimes for saying these things out loud. But I can guarantee you quite a lot of people think it. I'm not the only one. Just some people are too scared in case of ridicule. Some people are too scared because family things, or I don't know. For whatever reason, they're too afraid to bring out the truth. Or just plain scared of the truth. Maybe, I don't know. Seems awfully strange behaviour. But I couldn't believe, in case is there anyone in the room that was, okay. So, Vanessa, why don't you come up and say something? Come on. Come on then, big mouth. No. I didn't think she had anything to say. Don't know why they bother coming in, if you ask me. If you know you're not wanted here, why'd you come in? You've obviously got something you want to say, so I'll say to you, come in, say what you got to say, and then bog off. Because I'm not interested. But if it makes you feel happier. Okay. I'm open all ears. Oh, do you know something? I had one of these Capri Suns, right? And it came out the back of the fridge, frozen, believe it or not, frozen. So I thought, oh, I'll take it out of the fridge and I'll keep it here for the morning. And I noticed about a second ago. It's actually melted. That's how hot it is. Come on then, Vanessa. Come up and say something. Don't just sit there. What about Claire Bear? What about it? Don't understand. What are you trying to say? Doesn't mean anything to me. Vanessa, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you want. I told you, come up into a box. Or get out. Anyway, I'm getting on with my story. So, there's just some really mad people around these days. And do you know what? I actually think we do need another world war. I really do. It might sort out some of the breeding mess that we've got. Alexa, throw the headlight on. Shocking, I just said that. Make sure you record that. Yep. It'll sort out a few people. Where is it? Shush, quiet. Alexa, hallway light off. Oh. I couldn't care about the genocide, to be honest with you. That's how things have got so far. Not interested anymore. I don't think it would. It would London they want to hit. Collateral damage, digital. And that would be the adult's fault. Every adult. We'd all be to blame for that. Didn't you get asleep? No, I didn't, Maud. Are you coming up? My stalker's been back online again. My very own stalker. Who do you think? The one and only. It's not fair, you know. Everybody else has got a stalker. Their stalkers gift them. My stalker doesn't gift me. I have to complain to TikTok Union about that. So hot I am. I'm thinking about the UK and Ireland. Is it's two little islands. And surrounded by water. And so now why would you say that, fluffy fucking toe, you clown? So I'm the stalker, but you want me to unblock her? Are you right in the head? Are you seriously right in the head? You see this, Adam? See what I've got to put up with? This fluffy toe stalker come telling me that, calling me a stalker, but I've got to unblock Claire. I don't want to talk to that woman. I don't want to talk to that liar. She knows nothing about me. I'm the wrong un here, and they're sitting there threatening me. I'm the wrong un. I know you're not getting involved, Adam, but can you see what's happening here? Yeah, Capri Sun, yeah. I get ragged her in this app as the stalker, as the bad one, as the wrong un, and she's sending men in here. Demand an I unblock her. I've got no interest in her. You see? It's like 12:30 in the morning. I'm talking to some people who might want to come and join me. You know, I went and listened to, shit I'm coming out with. And there she is in here stalking me again. You know? She needs to get a life. She really does. But that's okay. That's okay. She's got plenty of backup accounts that she's got that she can come in. Fucking fluffy toe. The shit they come out with. You ain't coming into my platform and telling me what to do. Who do you think you are? And I see you, baby, as well. And guess what? That's online bullying. I'm going to have to report it. I've got the screenshot of it. I've got the account name and number. Thanks very much. Yep. We got you.
You tell anyone you like, but I'll give you my name, I'll give you my address, whatever you need, I'll give.
Okay, give it to me then.
Okay, I'll put it in your inbox, okay? But I know your
No,
address. I know
no, you
your
can put it.
address.
You can put it
Don't
here.
forget, I know your address. Just leave Claire Bear alone out your mouth, okay? Just stop talking about her, yeah?
I'll do what I want. Yeah. Well, all the
Talking
while you're
about her,
coming in
you
my
liar.
room.
You
You're coming in
liar.
my room.
Stop talking about.
Listen, she's an old cokehead. Okay, you don't know nothing about her. She's just an old cokehead. Yeah. Don't come in here telling me what to do in my room. Don't come in here telling me that I've got to let her up. Don't tell me I've got to fucking unblock her, fluffy toes. Up yours, right? Send your name. Put it here in the chat, yeah? So we can all see it. Big man. See, you're a big man, innit? Yeah, I'm a big man. I'm from Newcastle, innit? I'm totally unemployed, you know. I don't have a penny to and a pot to piss in, you know. But I'll just go in line and I'll just try and defend a cokehead. Because I'm from Newcastle. You know what I mean, like? Is that a good accent? MD from Newcastle, apart from that Pratt. Yeah? Apart from that Pratt. If anybody thinks that was a rubbish accent, do let me know. This is what they do. You're not following me, see you, baby, whatever your thing is. There you go. You're not following me at all, right? That thing was in here last night as well. So I've just had one comment a minute ago, Maud, yeah? Demanding that I unblock her. I had one before that coming in telling me, oh, Claire Bear's live. So what? Not interested. You see, they're trying to antagonize. One comes in and says, oh, Claire Bear's live. So what? No interested. Unblock Claire Bear. She wants to talk. Not interested. And then another one comes in and says, oh, why, man, leave that Claire Bear alone. Hey, why, man? You know who I am. I'm a why, man. Maud, I ain't done fuck all. I'm sitting here talking to my people, yeah? And they're coming in on my platform. This is what you call a platform, right? This is mine, right? It's a public platform, but it's mine to do with what I want with, yeah? I'm doing nothing. I'm talking to my people about life, actually. I was talking about how there's so many people with the same personalities, the same traits in their lives, and you just, when you go life and you get a bit older, you notice different faces, different names, but the same person, if you know what I mean. I was just talking about that, and then this thing, I think it's the same person, to be honest with you. And they're just like I mean, it must take a lot of energy to snapshot somebody's face on a fucking on a um from a live, and then set up another account. You know, in fact, I'm going to report that account as well. Yeah, I've reported it as well. The thing is, there's no point. There's some people that are just not worth fixing. Maud. She can sit over there pretending that she's a mental health expert and all, and helps men with mental health problems, when really she's just a sneaky, underhanded, money grabbing cokehead who doesn't bother looking after her kids. I mean, 4 men that she's been with, right? Every one of them, she only got with them, had a kid with them, just so they would like look after her. She didn't have to work. That's the truth of the matter. I've got a PhD in microbiology. What good is that when you're sitting in your cozy little dentist cottage in the middle of nowhere, looking after your kid? It didn't go too well for her, did it? So to get herself out of it, she starts screaming for the law. Start screaming that, oh, I want the law to help me. I want this. I want that. You know, I'm going to go to the courts. I'm going to say if somebody beat me up when they didn't. I'm going to put a man's reputation and his life at risk just because I want out of it, the mess that I made. I would like to just walk out the room and let somebody else tidy it up for me. How is that jealous, Digital? Did you see what happened? I don't think you were in the room when it happened, so shut your mouth unless you've got something decent to say. Right? You have no idea what just happened. Otherwise, you wouldn't be saying that. Your apologies accepted. Anyway, Maud. Well, I've got documents that say the complete opposite, Romeo. And if she's going to keep sending in her flying monkeys, you can go as well. Bye. No, Digital, right? She sent 3 people in here into this live. The first one came in under my ex's name and said, Claire Bear's live. I said, so what? Not interested. Another profile comes in and says, this is the words, you better unblock Claire right now. Unblock Claire. No, you don't come on my platform and tell me what to do, right? And another profile came in with my picture on it. The profile had my picture on it, Digital. And the person came up in the box and started shouting and screaming at me. And his words were, You leave Claire Bear alone. But I'm here in my platform. I'm not over there. You're sending your flying monkeys over here. I'm here doing my own thing. I've told you already. I'm not interested. Not one iota am I interested in her. I wouldn't have even had to speak her name tonight, yeah, if she hadn't sent her little flying monkeys in. So are you telling me that's still aggressive? Are you telling me I don't have a right to be? That I'm being harassed and stalked in my own platform? Non-binary. Yet to decide. I'm sorry if I misgendered you, Digital Gorilla, but you do look rather male in your picture. Let me just check that as a silver. Well, yeah, it looks like a silverback. So, you know, you don't come onto somebody's platform and tell them what you think when you don't know the answers and you don't know what's been going on. No, you don't have a right to an opinion unless you know the facts. And that's what life is all about. When you have the full facts, then you have an opinion. Until then, you keep your trap shut. I'm all for people having expression of freedom, but when you've got the facts to make up your own mind. It's because it's really unfair on the person you're talking to be having a go at them when you're not in any way, shape or form fully informed of what actually has just happened. And I've just told you, I've been on here because you were on earlier and you saw me here, yeah, and I've carried on with this live and I was just sitting there chit-chatting away and flying monkeys are coming in here telling me that Claire's live, so what? One telling me I've got you unblock her in a very aggressive and manner, and another one coming in with my picture on his profile, right, my photograph on his profile, shouting and screaming at me. And you think I've got to sit here and take that? Again, do you know what the word observation means? It means to observe, yeah? So it means you have to observe all the facts, yeah? When you've got all the facts in front of you, yeah, then you can make your decision and tell me your opinion. And I'll say, that's fine, fair enough, you're entitled to that opinion. I don't know how you got that, if it's, you know, if you've gone against the facts, or if you are with the facts and you go, well, why are they doing it? Well, I'm not telling you what to do, obviously, but I'm just saying when you got the facts in front of you, whatever way you go, you know, you need to be fully informed. That's what observation means. Hi, T. What have you been up to, T? I heard you've been in the middle of some drama recently. But this is what I'm saying, right? Oh, it says not necessarily based on fact or knowledge, but on a platform like this, before you come in and you insult me, I'm telling you, yeah, go and get the facts first, and then you can come in and insult me. My platform, my rules. I don't have many, but it's like the person that was arguing with it today, telling me that Claire's law is only for women. Well, it's not. I'm reading from the gov.uk website, and it says man, woman, or non-binary person can apply for Claire or Sarah's law. Man or woman or non-binary. It even went on to say further in the article that another person can make the application for the individual, and that can be a man, woman, or those that are yet to decide. So here you go. And you're sitting there reading this out to them, and they still sit there saying, no, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying. That's right. But anybody can apply for it. A man can apply for it on a woman just as much as a woman can apply for it on a man. And if there is anything in the records that are of concern, the police will go to that person and say, do you know, or we need to advise. You know, I was saying earlier, right? We'll take it as is, right? A man could have a conviction for using a poo-poo in a bank, right? And does that make him a bad man? Alleged male abuse, thank you very much. Alleged. Because I really am of the opinion, and I have facts on it, that a lot of it is made up for two particular reasons. A lot of it is made up. I would go so far as to say I wouldn't be surprised if 50% of the reporting is actually false. Do you know that? And you know how life has a nasty habit of catching up with itself, history repeating itself? One day, that will turn round on women and that will bite them right back in the backside, that will. And I think that day is going to come soon, because these new laws that are coming in this year about all that will apply to any gender. And men may start coming at the woodwork and saying, that's what they're doing. And you'll see all these women in jail for mental abuse, coercion abuse, emotional abuse, child alienation. You know, it'll all come out. And to start with, they'll get light sentences, or if they get sentences at all, you know, because we know how women are treated differently, even though they want equality. That's something else I don't get. Oh, reactive abuse, yeah. Oh, I want equality. I want to be treated just as equal as a man. And they're standing in the dock and they're going, no, I'm a woman. You can't keep me as long as a man. Well, the law's the law. And it'll get out of hand so much that then the legal profession and the police and so forth, you know, with 10 years' time, they'll have enough of it. They'll say, right, enough is enough. And they'll start treating it differently. And when women get caught doing this, it'll go right back to the start. And then, unfortunately, you know what's going to happen? Real victims won't be heard. Real victims won't be helped. Real victims will not be able to escape. We'll go right back to the 60s, 70s, or whenever you want to go back to men taking the lead. That's what's going to happen, because too many women are abusing this system. You should go on some of the social services lives, digital, if you're so invested in it, yeah? In fact, Maud will tell you here, the amount of men that say, we've got to pay for these court cases, which is crippling us. It can be 10 grand a time. And you think, okay, why would you have to pay for that? Well, because I'm the man and I'm working. Oh, well, why isn't she paying for it? Because she shouted domestic violence. And under domestic violence rules, you automatically get legal aid. That is a big part of why women are shouting and screaming for about abuse and making up stories and things that never happened, right? Because they can't afford the legal costs. So therefore they make up domestic abuse claims, therefore they get legal aid. And that's going to stop soon as well, and they'll have nowhere to run then. They won't have anywhere to hide. For God's sake. Did you see that, did you all look, see that Chris Mental Health that just joined? That's Claire's other half. That's Claire's partner. Still see that with your own eyes, digital? Can you see that? Chris Mental Health joined. There's a bit of a fact for you there, digital. You want to say anything about that? Yeah, yeah, Maud. Yeah, you're a different situation, right? I mean, I know that, right? And you're having to pay for your legal fees and shit, yeah. But you're not splitting up from a partner or anything like that, you know. I don't want to say too much about your private business, Maud, right? But you know, you're sitting on. Well, did you? I just said, did you see the man who came in, Chris Mental Health? So there's your eyes open, yeah. Look at the bottom of the screen. It's gone now, obviously, right? But it's there, right? He comes in, yeah. That is Claire's partner. Yeah, Maud, and I think it would be safe to say, without going into too much detail, Maud, you're fighting the opposite. You're fighting the system to tell them that nobody was DV'd or DA'd. You know, it's fucking ridiculous. And of course, I know that you're a woman, but because you're saying it never happened, that's not true on either side, and but he is as well. He's saying the same thing, but the system thinks there's something's happened. You know, just on their what they think, their opinion, not based on fact or fix or whatever else what digital said, right? Um, where was I? I was just throwing myself out. Right, you two have to pay a lot of money to the legal people to prove that something didn't happen. It's absolutely madness. And this is what men have to do. Men have to pay out their own pocket, yeah, to defend themselves against these vicious accusations, right? Well, women say, "Oh, it don't matter." So what? Yeah, he hit me, so give me legal aid. I can't afford legal. I tell you what, if they took domestic violence off the legal aid register, right? If they took that off, you'd see the amount of people scurrying back to their little holes, going, "Oh well, it was worth a try." Was she the perpetrator? Okay, well, there's a couple of things there. I should have said actually. Did you? Was she a perpetrator? Did she have a good job? Was she working? Because obviously, legal aid is for people who can't afford. There you go. So she caused it. Can I ask, did you report it? Writing it just to get legal aid. So what you've just told me is what I've been saying all along. But it's not by one, though, the digital. So it's what I've been saying all along. Most of these people, they they go up to the lawyers and they say, right, I found Nichols in the back of his car. I've thrown him at the door with the suitcases. He's living it back at his mum's, or he's living in an Airbnb or wherever he is, right? And I don't want him back in the house. It's absolutely disgusting. Right, where do I go next? Yeah. Now, let me tell you what I know from personal experience, right? Um, a lawyer will say, well, it's going to cost you like 200 quid an hour, blah, 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 right? It gets very complicated when you've got a house, when you've got a car, when you've got bits and pieces to get a divorce, because it's very messy at times. You've got to put everything down, right, that you want out of the relationship. So maybe the man's got a drum kit. Yeah, I want that. I want the big car. The wife says, "Well, I want the couch and bed. All the fun white goods and furnishings to keep the house okay. And I'm keeping my jewelry. And I've got the kids and all that, yeah, right." And the man might say, well, okay, I want my tools at the garden shed. Yeah, you write them down, and then the judge goes, okay, well, you're both being amicable. Any savings in the bank will be split equally, right? Right. There's the lawyer taking his little bit out of that, you know? And her lawyer will be taking a bit out of it. Now, if it comes to the point where you're working and you have to pay £200 maintenance, and the woman says, well, what am I supposed to do for money? And somebody will say to her, well, go on the dole, you know, or get a job. Simple. And maybe she's been at work a few years, so she has to get herself geared up back into the system again, you know. And she goes on the dole for a little while. No hate there. This is what happens. And she'll say, well, I can't afford these legal fees. And she'll be sent to a woman's refuge place or a woman's advice centre. And the first thing people do, and this is from personal experience, by the way, the first thing they do is bring out a legal aid form for you to fill in. Straight away. What these people don't tell you is that they actually charge the legal aid board the emergency fee for talking to you that day, which I think is like 180 quid. The CAB date as well for other things. If you went there for legal advice on other matters that could be that legal aid could help with, they come up with the legal aid forms. They all do it. The first thing before they even open their mouth and ask you what your name is, yeah, you know, what kind of trouble you having? Oh, divorce. Oh, right. You know, and I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen. And yet I've heard of men coming out of these sittings as vice bureaus being told, well, you're going to have to fund it yourself. Why? Because these people know that a man's not going to get legal aid. But they know if they've ticked the box saying there's been domestic violence in the relationship, legal aid is automatically, the thing in the cat, is automatically awarded. Sorry about that, I've got the cat and he's I don't know, he's doing something with his tail. So legal aid is automatically awarded. So you see where I'm coming from on that? No, I don't, Big Bird. Do you know why? Because I'm gay. I don't care about women. I don't sleep with women. But when a woman comes to me and says she wants to be treated as equally as a man, I am all for that, and I will say, "Yippee! Yeah, you can be treated as equally, and I will treat you as equal as I do a man." And that includes not listening to your bullshit, because I wouldn't listen to a man's bullshit. Not that a man would give me any. I know that was a generalization, Digital. No, I didn't. I married a man. This is where the lies was coming from, Digital. Be clear. This is what the lies was coming from. It was a man I married, not a woman. I did. A mutual beneficial arrangement. That's what we used to call it. So I won't take bullshit from somebody who comes in and says, you treat me as equally as a man, or else. And then when they're in trouble or when they've done something stupid and you treat them in the way you would treat anybody, they say, I'm a woman, you can't do that to me. Yes, I can. Hi, James. Oh, James, come up and I'll tell you the gossip. Before Digital gives me into trouble. No, I've had the flying monkeys in.
What's going on?
So I opened the live up and we kind of 3 or
Yeah.
4 minutes, yeah, an account came in that I know about, and
Mhm.
all it said was Claire Bear's live, and I ignored it at first, and I just thought, so what? I don't care. I'm on
Yeah.
my platform, right? I'm doing my thing, right? Not interested. Then another one came in, and it said, unblock Claire now, or unblock Claire right now, unblock Claire. And I said,
Bothering you.
who are you talking to? Right? Don't come on here telling me what to do on my own platform. Right? You can go away. And I blocked him. I'll tell you later, Maud, because I'll have to go back into the record and find it. I know one of them was Vanessa, and the other one was Fluffy Toes. That was the second one. Fluffy Toes. Then a third one came in with the name I See You, but it had my picture on it. Can you imagine it? It had my fucking picture on it on the profile, right? And it came in, and this Geordie it was a Geordie, right? You leave that Claire Bear alone. You don't know nothing about her. Blah 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 blah. You just I'll give you my name. Oh, I was trying to. Oh my god, you ought to have heard my Geordie accent. It must have been terrible. I really apologise to any Geordies that I may or may not have offended in an attempt to copy that man's accent. Right? Why, I man, you leave that Claire alone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, why are you on my platform telling me what to do? Why are
Exactly.
you on my platform even mentioning her name? I have no interest in her. She's a liar. Go away. And I booted him out. And then another one. Oh, Maud. Yeah, the other one came in, didn't it? Hold on. It should be here somewhere. It was very vocal. Oh, yeah. The other one was Romeo Portrayal. Or Romano Portrait. I don't know how to fucking say that. And it said, no, she does not do drugs. I've seen all the documents. She takes care of her kids. You're a narcissist and a punk. And I was like,
Wow.
and I've got evidence to say she does take drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
evidence that she's an old smackhead, an old cokehead. Bye, see you later.
You've
And
got the full documents.
I kicked him out as well. And then digital. I don't know. Was that digital? I was going to call you digital gorilla. What was that? Oh, it is digital gorilla. I think she's either trolling me or she's being devil's advocate. But I was very firmly saying I don't care if you have an informed opinion. Right, I will give that to anybody. And as you don't have the informed opinion, don't have all the facts, I'm not interested in your opinion. Right. Anyway, well, we were just chatting away, and before you came up, we fucking hell, what's it called again? Gorilla. Yeah.
I don't understand why they can't just leave you alone.
And I'm here on my platform talking to Maud, Digital Gorilla, and you. Anyway, I was thinking of changing my other account's name to Bad Monkey or Bad Gorilla or Bad Ape. Digital Gorilla, are you still here? Help me out here.
Oh no. What's wrong with your name?
I don't know. I want some. Yeah, cheeky. She has got a cheeky laugh, and she's got a dirty cheeky laugh. No, I want
Oh, thank you.
monkey business. Well, I'm sure there's something else. I want it to be something for me, like Digital Gorilla or Bad Ape. But I'm trying to think. Right, what was the thing in the old monkey movie, Planet of the Apes? Or was it that one, or was it the one with the gorilla that could talk?
Caesar.
Yeah, there was Caesar. What was the other one? And he says in it, "You bad ape" or something like that.
Hold on a sec. Okay.
Or was it the talking monkey from was it the talking monkey with the robot pack on? Me monkey whatever. What was her name? Bloody hell! What was her name? Amy. Me Amy. Do you remember that monkey?
Oh yeah.
And they go to take her back to the jungle. to let her go, and she
Oh,
comes across it some bad ape. Oh, that's it. It's her. It's her that says it. She goes, bad ape, bad ape. That's her that says it. Yeah, bad ape, bad ape. And she protects the boy from the bad apes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's Amy. I've got it
She
now.
also learnt sign language, didn't she, to
Yeah,
communicate?
that's her. Bad ape.
Oh,
Do you think I should change my Savage Stell accounts to Bad Ape? Because
you could change it. You could change it back in 7 days if you do.
because you know that I do them monkey things. I do the Caesar
Yeah.
monkey things, didn't I? I've got Caesar's face on. Is it Caesar? No. Is it Caesar? Quick mod, type in bad Planet of the Apes, right, and put in thingy
I'm
who
not on my
played
phone.
no put in monkey Planet of the Apes, and it was what's his name, Andy McDowell that played the guy I'm thinking of. But what was his name? I'm not sure if the Caesar was the baddie one, the one that was in, like the Gorilla Man, or was it?
Caesar he's the one who turned on him at first, but
Yeah,
he
I
was
thought that he
talking
was the bad.
loyal.
He was the bad gorilla, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
So
didn't agree to the one what could talk.
what was the one
Oh,
that Andy McDowell played?
no.
Going, going. Jane Porter. No, Jane Porter played the wife, didn't she? Isn't she the one that played the wife?
It says here, and this control.
It's Andy McDowell, the guy that was in bloody.
Yeah, he played Caesar in
He played
Planet of the
Caesar.
Apes. Yeah, he played Caesar in Planet of the Apes.
Well,
It says.
then I'm Caesar.
June number 4.
Roddy McDowell, sorry. It wasn't Andy, it's Roddy.
What did I spell that?
Roddy McDowell. I've got it. I've got everybody now.
Because I've got two
And
phones, I can go live.
it was actually Kim Hunter that played Zira.
Stell.
What?
Cornelius. Cornelius.
Cornelius.
That's the
Cornelius.
name. That's
Cornelius.
Cornelius.
Right, I can drop back down now.
That's who I'm talking about. Yeah, Cornelius. Because Charlton Heston played Taylor.
Yeah, Roddy McDowell, 1928 to 1998.
28. Oh yeah, that's when he
it.
lived. Yeah.
That's when he was. Roddy McDowell.
Yeah, that's when he
was
lived.
Born. When he's born.
Yeah, but his first film was 68.
Yeah.
But actually, he was a childhood actor here in Britain.
Yeah.
I think his first one goes way back to 1948, maybe.
1968. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he started in when he was 10.
Uh-huh.
He was one of the very first childhood British actors.
And then Escape Planet of the Apes was 1971.
Yeah.
Then there was Conquest, Planet of the Apes, 72. And the Battle for Planet of the Apes was 73. A year apart. All of them more or less a year apart.
Maud, why don't you come up and talk to him?
Mr. D. Before I was born in Armord.
I like how you say that. It was before I was born, though.
My nana actually had a photograph, right, with Roddy McDowell as Cornelius. And I must ask my mother for that photograph if she still got it.
I think she sent it to me, I think.
Yeah, I must ask her. It's mad that.
I've got a picture when I was only little, me and David So and Michael Glazier,
Wow. Sounds
Ooh.
huge, man.
and I'm sitting on the bonnet of the car. I know, lucky me, yeah.
Aye. Whatever happened to him?
Who?
The one what used to sing and dance.
He was in Casualty recently. He lives in Oxford.
Was it?
Yeah, he was a doctor in Casualty.
I didn't know that.
Was it Casualty or the other one? Holby City.
I don't know. I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but he lives over here in England. Has done since the 70s.
Wow.
And I think he's been in Emmerdale as well.
It's alright for some, ain't it?
He's been in one of the soaps.
I've got a baby and he sleeps beside me. Oh.
And it was either Emmerdale or Coronation Street. I'm pretty sure it was an ITV soap.
ITV, so I think it'd be more Coronation Street then, because I think BBC EastEnders.
I don't know, and I'll tell you why. Because Coronation Street's had a load of people in, like Sir Ian McKellen,
Yeah.
Lord of all the Gays. What's his name? Tony. What's his fucking name again? Randon Hurtcup, man. He's quite big. Nigel Havers has been in it. He's quite big.
I'm not paying him a bit of money to do it though.
These are big people.
Aye.
Oh, and of course the Stuart, what's his name? Roddy, Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh yeah. My mother used to watch Star Trek and stuff and
What's his
watch it when I were a kid.
In fact, he started off in Coronation. He played a copper in Coronation Street for quite a while. I think he caught Annie Walker once selling liquor over license time. And she was absolutely mortified.
I'm just wondering how they managed to get him all me.
Money.
Yeah.
But they also know that when you get into a soap, it kickstarts your career.
True. But I just see him as repeated lines on most of the time.
Huh?
Sorry, my voice is going. I see it as repeat. They just repeat things over and over again. Soaps. That's how I see it.
Well, listen, let's be real here, right? Coronation Street's the only one that replays everything. I mean, they've had 3 tram crashes over the years.
Yeah.
On the same bridge, but like 5 miles apart. Right? However, Emmerdale's had a plane crash.
Not bad.
Emmerdale's had a helicopter crash. Emmerdale's had Patsy Kensit. And all the old stars from the 70s comedy series have all come into it. And then, of course, there's, what's his name? Oh, fucking hell. He must be in his 90s now. He's been in Emmerdale a long, long time, but he was a big actor in the 70s and 80s. He was in everything, absolutely everything. He was in the Sweeney, Minder, everything. This guy was everywhere. He was really good looking. They call him Rodney in EastEnders.
Rodney.
Yeah, the old guy. He plays Stingy's father, Nicholas' dad.
Oh yeah, I know who Rodney is.
And Rodney was a big actor, and I mean big. He was commanding big bucks. And they said, oh, we need him. We want him to come into Emmerdale. And then he said, sign me up for a 5-year contract. I don't want to do too many hours. I don't want too much part. I want to do it as a retirement thing. And fucking hell, he got into the swing of things and they couldn't keep him away. And then
Yeah.
with Chris Chittero, he's been in it since, for a very long time, nearly 30 odd years. He's been in it.
Wow.
In fact, I think he's the. Hold on a minute, let me tell you this, right? Actually, hold on, let me think. Actually, yes, he would be the oldest cast member in it, or the longest in it. Because Belle was born in the show, and she's been in it all the way through for 20 odd years, but Chris came into it way back in the 70s when Annie Sugden was around, and before the plane crash. And I think he's the only one that's original still. I can't think of anybody that's original.
Y'all look different now.
Was Charity around it back then? No, I think Charity's one of the original cast members for Emmerdale.
Yeah.
But
She
Chris
was at
was in,
start, weren't she?
yeah, she came into it when it was Emmerdale. But yeah, Chris was in it when it was Emmerdale Farm. Oh, and Kim Tate. Kim Tate. Although she took a sabbatical for a few years, yeah, she's one of the old crowd. Yeah, because she was trying to get the horses out the burning stable
What, I never.
when the plane crashed.
They don't have much good luck, do they?
No, the Sugdens got hit with an engine. Eric Pollard, yeah, that's Chris Chittero.
I wonder how they come up with all these storylines.
Well, they went to Lockerbie and spoke to loads of people,
Yeah.
get their experiences, and they wanted to show how devastating the plane crash was to Lockerbie. Because nobody had actually spoke to them people. It was all about the plane and the Americans and the Libyans and terrorism and things like that. Nobody actually spoke to the people who suffered that.
Wow.
And so Emmerdale scriptwriters decided that they were going to go up there and find out about the people that lived there. I mean, you're talking about a little village where nothing ever happens, and all of a sudden a plane just drops from the sky. And suddenly your town's everywhere, all over the news and everything. And so, yeah, strange, but true. So they went up there and they tried to replicate it for them to show the country how devastating it was for that community, which you got to commend them for.
At least they work on facts.
Yeah, the helicopter crash was from another incident. I think it was the guy who was the chairman of Chelsea Football Club. Not laughing matter, he died.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He was
didn't
gone.
know that.
He was flying back from London back to his house here in Sussex. And they were having a party and everything for him. Well, he was at the house. There was a party at the house.
Yeah.
And the bloody helicopter was trying to land, and I don't know, something happened, and it started spinning out of control and crashed and
Wow.
hurt a lot of people.
I thought it was in Emmerdale what you meant.
In Emmerdale, a lot of cast members were written out. That's how they get rid of them. They think, oh, you're not fitting in anymore. We've got nothing we can do with you anymore. So we'll just write you out the script. We'll kill you off by yeah, you can get hit with a helicopter. There was the big pile up on the motorway.
I mean, yeah.
They done that one, and they lost about 8 cast members on that.
guess they were taking cuts back with her. I can't believe it. How long's it been going for?
Emmerdale started in 1972. I still have a copy of the very first episode.
What? What's that?
It started off with Annie Walker walking behind her husband's house. Jackson Senior.
Yeah, I won't get rid of that.
Then they went to the pub to have a few drinks, and then they all went back to the farmhouse and sat in the farmhouse, and she said, well, what we're going to do? Your father would want this to stay, would want the farm to be carried on. And the two brothers had to pull their socks up. She sat them down and she said, we're going to run this farm. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Here we go again.
Oh, hi, Stell. How are you?
What do you want?
I'm just checking you're all right.
Really?
I'm genuinely checking you're okay. I'm all right. Are you all
Well,
right?
after you called me a PDF the other day.
Did I?
Oh, was
Yeah,
it
you
her?
did. Yeah, that was her.
No, I didn't call you that, did I?
Yes, you did.
Right, bring the screen recording up and show us I said
I
that.
don't need to bring up the screen recording. Everybody
Yes,
had
I
it.
didn't, did I? I asked you why you had a picture of Claire's chair on your phone.
And then you started calling me weird and saying it was weird and it was horrible.
It is weird. It is weird.
It's
I
not
didn't call
weird.
you.
Why is it?
Did I call you a PDF though? Did I say that
Hold
word?
on a minute.
You-
If he
that's-
got
okay.
sent that by the
Okay, hold
parents,
on.
Did I say that word?
You
Did I say that word?
insinuated it. You insinuated
But
it.
did I
because-
say it? Did I say that word?
You insinuated it to
Did I
cause.
say that word? Did I
You
say it?
insinuated it to cause harassment, alarm,
Because
and
it's
distress.
weird. Why would you have someone
away,
to
Rosie.
tell you?
I
Why?
don't know why you're here, Rosie. Right? If you don't like me, go away. Right? You obviously don't like. Durham, where the hell did you go?
he jumped out. He
Right.
abandoned ship.
Rosie obviously doesn't like me and doesn't agree with what you know. So I don't want to know. I'm not interested.
At the end of the day, she shouldn't even suggested it, even hinted at it.
She did. She
Because-
hinted at it
Yeah.
to cause trouble.
Sick of hearing it still, to be honest with you.
Do you know what, Durham? They've been in here. That's. She's the sixth one.
That's why I dropped.
Don't know if we're being screened on.
All the
something
flying
like
all Claire's flying monkeys are in here
I
non-stop.
was just enjoying listening to talk about Coronation Street and stuff, mate.
the monkeys.
It was Emmerdale actually.
Oh, Emmerdale, yeah, with its fucking plane crash and whatever.
How dare you? We were talking about Emmerdale.
No.
Constipation.
No one thing
Street.
is that we probably sat in bed listening to us like it would be the soap itself.
I don't get it. Why are you here, Rosie? You don't like me? Go away.
There's no reasons for her to even come in the live in the first place.
Yeah.
So I wonder which live it's being streamed on for him to constantly want to keep coming in.
I know.
Okay, I've got a different phone, isn't it?
Yeah, go and hunt them down.
Yeah. Which one should I look at first, do you think? Let me see.
This is the thing, Maud. I said to you earlier, right? I don't understand why they're here, right? They don't like me. Why are you coming here? You're coming here to get a reaction. You don't like the reaction you get. You want to run to the police. That's what my thing here is all about. Look, you pay a comedian good money to offend you. I do it for free, and you report me because you don't like it. You know? You don't like what I've got to say. You want me to bow down and curtail and say, yes, I'm a man and I'm sorry. Bollocks.
More, why don't you come up? I can't see her in my list.
She did actually come up, request again, but I didn't answer it.
She's probably sitting on the outside.
Yeah, probably. I've still got my integrity intact. If you know what I mean, Rosie. Did I just say that?
Technically, I misheard what you said, so if I misheard, I don't know what you said.
I said I still have my integrity intact.
I heard it that time.
I've got green fly in the house. How have I got green fly in the house? No, I don't even have any plants in the house.
Have you got any fruit? Veg out?
It's in the fridge, I hope.
Oh, they won't survive in there.
Oh, Bubba's lying and sleeping.
I'm going to the garage. I need a bottle of milk. I need coffee. I need caffeine.
I'm sitting here drinking a big cup of tea.
I need a cup of coffee, so I need to go and get some milk. Back in a minute.
How far's your shit a garage? Okay.
And you know what? She comes creeping in here. Oh, I just want to make sure you're all right. No, you don't, Rosie. You had no intentions of finding out if I'm okay. What you came in here for was to start a row. And you got it.
You got 50 Shades and tapping the screen.
Yeah, get tapping that screen if you're sitting there listening. Tap, tap, tap. I'll tell you what, if you don't like me, yeah, tap my face. Then you keep tapping. Keep tapping my face, yeah? Pretend that you're, doing something.
Yeah. Take your frustration out that way.
That's right, yeah.
What I know, I don't have any brain cells, do I? Oh, I forgot it's medication what makes me sound a bit slurry. I'm so sorry.
Well,
No, not really.
somebody was sticking up for you today about that, funny enough.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Was it Jenny?
It might have been. But
I think it was Jenny. She came in and she went, "Oh, you shouldn't be taking the piss because the medication does that." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Yeah, you go for it, girl. You go for it."
The one thing is when you're on cold and well hospital strength and you're on pregabalin and you're on amitriptyline and let's say mazepine and stomach relaxing medication, internal medication and you take this medication. Oh yeah, I wouldn't know why I sound like this.
You know.
Oh well. When somebody gets ill. Yeah. Hello, 50 Shades. Hello.
Oh, here we go. Who's that coming up? Lego Master. Lego Master. Let's hear what they've got to say.
Oh, Lego Master, I know him, don't worry.
Hello, mate, you alright?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm okay, 50 Shades. Hello, Lego Master.
I'm good.
Nice, I know. Lego, I know him on. He's been having trouble with bullying off people, so I've been helping him.
My flying monkeys.
I know. I'm a horrible person, mate. I can't. Yeah. Are you all right, Lego?
Yeah, but you wouldn't think though. She's actually come onto one of my lives and actually said sorry to me on live.
Did she?
Yeah. She actually come on one of my lives and said sorry.
Was she on double pregabalin?
I don't know, but she was a bit cautious to accept it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, let's just say, you know what somebody suggested about you, Sal, right? The implied also Lego was one when he isn't.
Did that again?
I said, you know, when somebody tried to apply, you were something when you're not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Also, Lego's had that done to him.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, right? I mean, it's just pathetic, right? Do you know what happened though? All my friends, right? When I came off that live, I had loads of friends send me pictures of them. We trust you. I mean, it was just a horror. And it's, as I said that night, that's a you thing. That's a you problem. Then
Yeah.
you've got the
Then
problem.
what she did though, she come at my live, and then she said, "Oh, I want you to come in my box." So I went in her boxes, and then all the team from the old agency what I was with said sorry to me in the boxes because they know it weren't true.
50 Shades speak, because apparently we can't hear you. 50 Shades, have a speak. Okay, drop down and come back up again, yeah? Because nothing's happening.
Right.
Oh, poor 50 Shades. Come back up. Yeah. 50 Shades, if you can hear us, come back up again. Try and come back up because we couldn't hear what you were saying. Who had done that to somebody earlier as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Speak now.
Sorry, mate. I was just staying quiet because I didn't want to talk over anybody.
Oh, no, you're welcome.
Yeah, but I was saying there that pregabalin shit. Oh my god, I used to be on a crazy dose of that about 12 years ago, but they've very much regulated it now.
Oh, yeah. You can only have it, you've got to have it by the proper dosage per day. You can't have no more than that.
Oh, you
50
do.
Shades. 50 Shades. I know who you are.
Yes, you should know who I am,
I
Stella.
know who you
Who
are
is it?
now.
You should know who I am.
I was sitting there thinking, I know that voice. I know
Yeah.
Who
that
is
voice. Yeah, I know that voice. And then when you said,
Stellar knows me well. He does know me
yeah,
well.
why the name change?
Because I'm constantly thinking of a better name, and this is the latest one I've come up with.
Well, suits you.
Yeah, I know. I thought you. Well, I didn't think of this name because I thought you would like it, but yeah. Whenever I seen you were alive, I thought, yeah, actually, Stellar's gonna like this name.
Yeah. How are you anyway? Not
I
seen you
am
for a
good,
while.
friend. I am good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Actually, the only reason I come on your live is because, I've been on and off TikTok all day and I've noticed that you've been on live all day. And I thought, that's not like Stellar.
No, I've been on and off. I've actually been on and off myself today.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, you've caught me at the right times.
yeah. I'm actually nearly ready to go to bed, to be fair, mate. But it's just I seen you on today quite a few. I mean, I'm not constantly on TikTok, but each time I've come on TikTok today, I've seen Stellar was live. And then that's why I come on tonight, because I thought, has Stellar been on all day?
No. I went off about 8 and then came back on at 12.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to come over your way because I've got other things I've got to do as well. Yeah. You know the Ballymay thing?
The Ballymena thing, yeah.
I made loads of friends for that, you know.
Did you? Are you
Yeah.
supportive of it?
Well, yes and no. I know why they're doing it, but I
Yeah.
don't think they went about it the right way.
No, 100% agree with you on that one. And this is somebody that lives 8 miles outside of Ballymena.
And I was saying to him, it just brings back bad memories of the old days, you know.
Do you want to hear something very interesting about
What?
that Ballymena situation? Right, okay. So there was a rally in Ballymena tonight. I didn't I didn't take part in it. Oh shit! Here comes my daughter giving off to me because she's trying to sleep. Yes, I'm going to be quiet. Let's close the doors. Hang on, give me a moment. Yeah, so there was a mother's rally in Ballymena tonight at 7 p.m. I didn't go down and participate in it simply because I don't like how the PSNI have those face recognition cameras and they come and arrest you 5 days later for taking
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't go down. But the reason the mothers were having a peaceful protest in Ballymena tonight was because due to the recent unrest over the grapes
Yeah. Yeah.
To do with that
situation.
little one in school in work,
Yes, they
teacher
went
covering
into the
it.
local schools and they threatened the children in the local high school and said, if if your face has been caught up in the recognition thing, we are watching all your social medias,
Really,
and
what?
if any of you children were involved, we're going to arrest your parents for child abuse.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's why the rally was took. That was the reason behind the rally in Ballymena tonight. It was simply because of the overreaching powers of the PSNI.
Do you know what? I can see another civil unrest starting, yeah? But I
Yeah.
reckon this time it'll be both sides will want to join the South.
Do you know what the mad thing is, Stellar? See the situation in Northern Ireland right now, because of the
I'm gonna go.
discontent at the unregulated migration situation. I'm being very careful here because I am not against immigration. I'm against illegal immigration.
Yeah, we know.
But because of the massive anger with illegal immigration, I mean, I do see how local situations are being exploited. And that is what has happened in Ballymena over the last 10 days. A very localised situation. Whilst it was wrong, it was exploited for a bigger cause.
Yeah, I can't say too much on here, but I know that a particular group was involved in all of that. I heard it from the horse's mouth. As you know, I've got connections,
Yes.
and I heard it from the horse's mouth that that it was hijacked
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
intent.
You know, prior to this unrest in Ballymena, in the 3 weeks prior, there was, I think, 3 girls who
Mm,
were assaulted.
yeah.
It was only the third girl whenever the unrest started.
Well, believe it or not, the person that I'm talking about comes from the South.
Yeah.
We're a very large following.
What?
And I said, why? And I was told to keep my mouth shut.
One thing I don't I actually don't know the full facts on it, but you know, people were saying that, you know, the unrest was all racist towards, you know, other communities that have settled in Ballymena. And people were saying, oh yeah, you know, attacking these people's homes, that's racist, that's racist. And one thing I said was, don't you think the attack on that young girl was a racist attack to begin with? Now, there are unconfirmed reports to say that that girl was of mixed race, but bottom line is
It's still a child.
she's
Yeah,
still a child
it's still a kid.
that was born in our country. She's not an illegal child.
But
So does it really matter if her father was black or what? You know, she's still a third child that's been assaulted in a
Well,
sexual manner.
as I said, I think very soon devolution will come to Northern Ireland, because it wasn't just Ballymena, it was also Cork.
Wow.
Oh, here, Stellar, let me tell you, friend, it's all over. It's actually worse in the south of Ireland than it is in Northern Ireland. I actually think that immigrants, there are a lot of illegal immigrants in Northern Ireland, but I think they prefer to stay away from Northern Ireland because of the troubled histories that we've had here.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of illegal immigrants here, but not on the level that you have in the south of Ireland or in England, Wales, or Scotland.
And that's what I'm saying, that the connections I have are from the south, and they had organised the Dublin, Ballymena, and Cork.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm happy.
It's absolutely ridiculous. When is our government going to listen?
The thing is, and I've said this before, and I think when I say this to people, it isn't racism. When we go to other countries, we're expected to fingerprint and things like that, you know?
My dad, he left Belfast in the whole side left Belfast probably in the just going into the 80s because of what was going on over there. So it's going to get to the point where everybody's going to start coming together.
I know
One.
I know European countries, France is one of them, that demands biometrics. And I think that's one of the reasons why they don't want to settle there. Because their DNA and biometrics will come back as something's wrong.
It's, the thing is, you think back 15 years ago, whenever you had war-torn countries in the Middle East, and they were in massive war conflicts, and the idea was, bring the asylum seekers over here, offer them safe refuge for a temporary period of time. And who would actually deny that? Anybody fleeing danger, you give them temporary accommodation. That's the right thing to do. But then whenever that war has passed, they need to go back to their own country. They need to go back to their homes, where they came from.
And some of them are quite happy to do that because they can start again and exploit each other.
There's a very definite demographic here that people need to consider. And it's, whilst many people will say, oh, just, welcome everybody in. That's nice, that's fine, that's grand. But we have accepted so many people in at this stage that we're offering them everything that a UK citizen gets. They're getting healthcare, they're getting education, they're getting benefits, they're getting everything. And I'm not against them getting benefits, to be fair, I'm not against these people getting the same benefits that we get. But what I don't understand is the Treasury. The Treasury just don't get it. It's like, yeah, pay out more benefits, more healthcare, more education. I mean, our schools are full. We do not have houses to house people. We do not have enough money in the public purse to pay out benefits to everybody. I mean, I'm just a dumbass mom of 5, and even
Don't
I
call
can see
yourself that.
the checks and balances don't add up.
No, don't be calling yourself that because you're not. You brought five people into this world. You're guiding them through life and guiding them, giving them and teaching them respect and telling them stuff what they should be looking out for. You're far from dumb. you're standing up for your own rights and you're doing the right thing for you. And that's what these children need to see. They have got a voice as much as you have. But you're
thank
not
you so
dumb
much,
at
Jem.
all. Do not ever call yourself dumb, because you're not.
No, I really love and appreciate what you've said, but I do know I have failed one of my 5 children.
You haven't failed your children.
No, but I failed one of them.
You can't.
No, I did. I failed one of my 5 children. She now lives with her dad, and she hasn't spoken to me for 2 years now.
Right, listen, kids are funny, right? When we were younger, if we said something, if we did something, we would get told at home, right? We were always too scared. That was our childhood. Kids now, you're not even allowed to shout at them. You're not even allowed to take technology away from them or anything, right? But what you're doing is she'll realise when she's older how important you really are. Right now, she's just a child, right? And she'll believe what goes on around her, and she'll believe the things what gets told to her. It's only when they're older they realise the mistakes what they do. So
I know what you're
don't
saying is right,
stress.
Jem, because whenever I was a teenager, I had the same situation with my mum. I ran away from my mum, went to live with my dad, never spoke to my mum for 2 solid years. And then eventually one night, whenever a guy broke my heart and I had nowhere else to turn, I was on my mum's doorstep after not speaking to her for 2 years. You know?
See? You haven't failed anybody, right? She's just going in the wrong little path right this minute. That's all it is.
She'll find her way back. I know she will.
Yeah. So don't ever say you failed, and don't ever call yourself stupid, because you're not.
Yeah, leave that to me.
The heartbreaking thing is just waiting for her to come back.
Yeah. Well, when she does come back, that door's always going to be open. And that's when the memories start up again. Right?
They will, Jem. They will. Thank you so much for that.
It's okay.
But I mean, that what I was saying about this whole, I mean, people will call us racist and far right, and it's not that we're against immigration. We just want like a cap put on it.
Yeah.
That's all.
But when, let's just say, when it brings profit in the wrong way, yeah, that's the issue. It's greed from the top.
It is greed from the top, Jem. You're right.
It's not, and nobody's done anything wrong. It's just how it's being played towards us, and we're the ones what are suffering at the hands of somebody who sat around a table drinking probably a 10 grand bottle of wine
I'm probably
putting their
snorting a
feet
lot
up.
of shit too.
So just keep the kids going. Let them know where the law is, what they stand for. Teach them, and if that means looking an illegal act up once a day, and civil acts and human acts of law, just teach them a little bit by a little bit each day. And when they become adults, nobody's going to be able to go near them.
No, nobody's going to go near them.
Listen to the wise old owl.
And technically, if people wanted to know my age earlier, I'm 40.
I was laughing at that earlier. So
It's a crazy situation, and it needs addressed by our governing authorities.
What it needs is a fresh start on new faces what actually want to help and do the right thing. And until certain corruption and certain things are taken away, then it's about everybody just coming together and standing as one till they listen.
Do you know what breaks my heart? The biggest advocates out there are the ones that are put in prison.
Yeah.
The ones that are put in prison just because they're speaking out.
The thing is, the politics now, they used to say they want the elderly votes, they want their votes because their votes matter, because they're guaranteed to vote. Now they want the younger ones to vote, but the younger ones have now got more of a voice. What the younger ones don't understand is the hands what they're playing. We know what they're doing. They're not seeing what we're seeing. So that's the issue, is getting them to understand.
The reason they want younger ones to vote is because in the educational systems, they're doctrinating the younger ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're doctrinating them, so that's why they want to lower the voting age. It's like I think in Scotland now you're allowed. Correct me if I'm wrong. In Scotland, if you're 16, you're allowed to vote now.
I don't know.
I think you're allowed to do that in the UK as well.
I don't know about the UK. I only know for sure about Northern Ireland, and I know in Northern Ireland you must be 18 to vote. I know Scotland wanted to lower the voting age to 16, and I think they did do that, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure of that one. But I think if you're not eligible to serve in the military, why the fuck should you be allowed to vote?
You're not allowed to join the army. It says 18 was last year, so it's the age of 18 in the UK. But registering, you can include up to 16 to 17-year-olds. What can in the register voting it says.
No disrespect to the younger generation, but I do think that people under a certain age who aren't really, I mean, whenever you vote, that's a big undertaking. You need to understand what you're voting for whenever you vote. Now, I can tell you, I'm 47 years old. Do you know what age I was whenever I first actually cast my first vote?
21.
36. I was 36 years old before I ever cast my first legal vote. And the reason being, up until the age of 36, I didn't understand politics. And the reason I didn't vote was I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to vote for shit that I don't understand.
True.
And it
But
was
the thing
one
is,
day, it was one day in work. I don't know if it was local elections, national elections, or EU elections or something, but I was given out about the result of the election. And do you know what my work colleague said to me? She said to me, "Did you vote?" And I said, "No, I didn't vote." And she said, "Well, then what the fuck gives you the right to complain about it?" And that's why I started voting.
Here.
Yeah. My work colleague was 100. There was me yapping about the outcome of a vote that I didn't even bloody participate in. Yeah.
You're so naughty.
you've also got to see it as, because when 18 years old, even 16, 17-year-old, they don't even know what they want for tea. Mind
No,
what they're
they
going,
don't.
what they've had mind the next day. Well, they've got to make the important decisions.
The only reason they want to lower the age of voting is because they want to manipulate the vote.
Yeah.
They want to exploit young minds to vote the way they want them to vote. What we need to remember is, at the time of the Irish referendum on the Lisbon Treaty, the Irish people did not vote the right way the first time. So they made them vote again. they didn't vote right the second time, so they made them vote a third time. And
That's forcing the hand.
yeah,
Though.
yeah, it's unreal. But I can tell you now, see, working class and middle class Irish people, none of them want to be in the EU.
Why?
Because economically, now let's get this correct. Way back in the late 1990s and the early 2000s, the EU threw so much money at Ireland. They built a road infrastructure that Ireland never had. The EU threw so much money at Ireland. And now, because of the immigration situation and because they're tied to the EU and they can't really do much about the immigration situation, a lot of Irish people are like, what do we do? What do we do? We are tied in.
Alexa, overhead light off.
I mean, I don't know if you guys are
You can.
for or against Brexit, but one
I
thing,
was totally against it, but the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is what a lot of people don't understand, right? Or they're not being told. Yeah. Take Spain for instance, because I can talk about Spain, right? Now, Spain's in the EU, but it's got a lot of what they call domestic laws. We had them as well, right? Like the 8 hour LGV and bus license driving hours, right, and all that rubbish. For coach drivers and lorries, we stuck to that, but for domestic bus routes, we put it up to 10 hours, and you're allowed to do that. You don't have to stick to whatever the EU says. Like we kept our pound, There's certain things that you can change within your own country to suit your needs. Yeah. And Spain has done a lot of that. They've like charged ahead with a lot of things, and they've been threatened, believe it or not, by the EU if they don't toe the line where the British are concerned. Which is why Britain and Spain and France are now saying we don't think that British people, especially the ones born after they joined, that they're European people. They're not British. They're European, so they should be allowed to come and go as they please. And they're pushing that on Brussels. And I don't. And even Brussels MPs themselves are pushing it. So, and of course Boris cocked all that up because he said, "Oh, I don't want that, dude. Just walk out the door." But hold on a minute. You were quick enough to take the criminal treaty bill, for extraditions and things like that. You were quick enough to take that off them, but you didn't give us. It didn't give us anything else, And so the Irish people need to explore that part of it, and they need to see their own government and say, "Look, you can make decisions, right, in the best interests of people in this country. Now do your job, and stop passing the buck to Europe."
I see your point, Stellar. I see your point. I mean, back in the days, whenever UK was like fully an EU member, I mean, you had a freedom of movement, and I mean, that freedom of movement brought so many qualified professionals into our country.
Yeah.
So many medical qualified professionals, to be specific. But I mean, I think things have evolved because of that freedom of movement within the EU. Things have evolved so much because it's like you've got to accept people from outside of the EU. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, the freedom of movement thing was within the Schengen area, so we were one big state, super state, really.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've never actually agreed with that idea that, oh, once we leave the EU, then all EU people need to be kicked out of the country. I don't agree with that.
well, that was Britain that brought that in.
Yeah, I know.
It was one
Well,
of the,
I mean, there was this thing where whenever it came down to the actual separation from the EU, any EU people that were already here, they legally applied for what was called settled status.
Yeah, but a lot of people couldn't get it because of the COVID.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Spain
Where
done an extension on it, and then they were. That's one of the things that the EU told them they had to stop doing. No, you can't do that. You have to do it within that time limit. And Spain just turned and said, "Bog off. We do what we want."
and even though we have had our Brexit, I don't know what the legal standing is, but I mean personally, as a UK citizen, I would have no issue with another European person coming tomorrow. But if they went through the right channels, did the right paperwork and applications and were accepted, for settled status to come to the
And
UK.
look what's happened now. Spain is actually, because of the influx of non-British foreigners, yeah,
Yeah,
the Germans and the French who don't spend money. Yeah, they don't spend money there. You
no,
know, they've decided to like take matters, and they're scushing people with water. Tourists. They're just walking down the street. They're getting them with water guns and all sorts of things. They're not wanted. When the British were gone there, they were welcomed because they came and spent money. There was jobs galore. There was everything. Now there's hardly anything and no houses for them either.
really.
Yeah,
Wow.
the costas are like dying now. There's buildings sites and estates just lying empty now, like just shells. Why? Because the British people were there, but giving them the money, so that the Spanish people could buy their houses, could buy the property, have a good living.
Do you think that's a Brexit problem, or do you think that's a European Union problem?
Both. I blame them both. I actually let me take that back. I blame completely and utterly put the blame on Boris Johnson. The man should never have been allowed to run the country. He's a joke.
I won't agree with you on that, but I won't disagree with you either, because I honestly do feel like Boris did have some strengths, but he did have a lot of weaknesses.
I I knew him when he was the mayor of London. I
And he got all them water cannons that are now situated in Northern Ireland.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he spent a fortune on water cannons, and two of them are in Northern Ireland at the minute. But at least they're getting used.
Well, they haven't been used all these years, and all of a sudden they're like, here they are, they're getting used. Like, but yeah, I had many of an argument with him, both at general meetings and so forth through a job that I had, and I mean, again, nobody called him out on it except for me, and they were all saying, "Well, what experience have you got?" Well, I have got experience actually, and it was about these stupid bendy buses, right? I was saying, when you're telling us the roads are crowded and too crowded, why are you putting a 90-seater bus that's double length on the road when we've got good enough double deckers on the road, right?
Yeah,
Why did you take off the on and off buses, the old ones? Yeah, you the previous administration had spent an absolute fortune, right, with brand new engines, gearboxes, and axles. So the outside looked the same, but the inside of it was all brand new Euro 6 engines and things, And
yeah,
they buses work. People just like to jump on and off, right? They don't have to be at bus stops and things like that. They work, and they brought in these damn thingy buses, and they caused nothing but crime because the crime rate in London suddenly soared. And if you look deeply at the figures, actually a lot of it was fare evasion, and a few extra assaults on staff because of fare evasion,
yeah.
And you look at the stats on that, and you've got a vehicle that's double the length. It doesn't make any sense, and nobody could see that. No, we want to bring in, like, we want to be like Europe. And he was all for this. He was so European, it was unbelievable. You know,
Yeah, he was like so European but pretending to be British.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, he gets to be prime minister, and he becomes anti-European. I don't get that. I really don't get it.
The only good thing that Boris did was in regard to the Northern Ireland situation. and the Northern Ireland exit from the EU, he did initially. Initially, the EU wanted to claim Northern Ireland as its own, and Boris kind of diluted that a little bit, but
I think you should
not
have fought.
enough.
I think lot should have fought, right, to be part of Europe and stay part of Europe.
No, 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 no. I don't agree with that. I'll tell you for why. Because that would mean a united Ireland. I'm not against a united Ireland. I'm not against, Southern Ireland ruling Northern Ireland. I'm not against that. But I do know whenever you look at the economic figures, Southern Ireland can't afford us. They can't afford us. They don't have the money in their budget for Northern Ireland. Whenever you look at medical, education, and benefit system, Southern Ireland can't afford to take on Northern Ireland.
I don't know about that.
The only thing propping up Northern Ireland is the British government. And you know what? The British government prop us up, but they're not happy about having to do it.
And I think if you're the United Ireland, you would have your own exports again, as a united country. And I think you'd be able to hold your own. It was one of the things that the Scottish people are afraid of, yeah? If we break away from England, what do we lose? What if we go as an export? What do we make money in the big bad world? There's loads of things you can do. Don't be scared to take that leap, but they will. And I think Ireland's in the same situation.
The situation Ireland is in right now in terms of the EU is Ireland is almost another Greece. The EU threw so much money at Ireland, but their GDP isn't enough to pay the EU back. And they are slaves to the EU because of that.
Listen, right? Give me Ireland, give me both sides, yeah? North and South, for 6 months and watch me turn it round.
I bet you could, mate. I bet you could. I bet a lot of people could turn it around. See, whenever it's left up to the politicians, it's a shit show.
Right? There'll be too many, right? Listen to me, right? There'll be too many people in work, working hard all day to earn their crust, yeah? And go home proudly to their families, that they'll be too tired to go out and riot.
No, but Stellar, the reason people are rioting is because they have a strong belief in something.
Yes, and because they have no jobs as well.
I don't like that umbrella term. I mean, I've been watching a lot of live streams and I wouldn't even call them riots. I mean, fuck me. I grew up in Northern Ireland in the worst of the terrorist activities, and what happened in the last 2 to 3 weeks was nowhere near riot level. You would call it extreme civil unrest. It wasn't rioting.
Other countries have had these problems, and I mean, take Greece for instance. They had it in the 70s. The exact same thing happened to them in the 70s, yeah, and they were bailed out then, and they had a thriving industry, export industry, and then that sort of dried up for some reason, and I don't really know why, because I didn't pay attention to it
Probably
too much.
because they had to pay back the EU.
Yeah, maybe. Right. But then, the EU threw money at Turkey and didn't ask for it back.
Not yet.
So even without EU assistance, I'm telling you now, using private enterprise, right, and putting your foot down, you could turn Ireland, and Scotland could do the same and turn themselves around and be masters of their own ship. Kings of their own castle. I'm telling you. They don't need England. I don't know why they're so scared of it.
Um, I just don't think England's so bad, I think, there's that old fucking political term that they use, stronger together.
I don't think there is. How can you be stronger together when one's telling everybody else what to do?
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
There's no together.
One thing I do know for sure is the devolved government in Northern Ireland isn't worth a piss.
I
So
tell you what, the first thing I'd be opening up that bloody Harland and Wolff bloody shipyard again.
it is operational at the minute, Stellar.
I mean, fully operational. That thing will be putting out ocean liners every 3 months. I'm telling you, that's one of the things I'd do. I'd get the contracts back off Germany,
I
right? And do that. I don't understand why Germany's even got them when it doesn't really have a coastline. Not really. Not one to speak of,
The
right?
reason Germany has the contracts is because it's all an EU thing.
Well, yeah. That and
It,
the position,
the EU determines who gets the contracts. I mean, is you look at British farmers, Stellar, they are so tied up in EU red tape that right now British farmers cannot farm at a profit.
and this is what we'd need to change.
They're restricted to what they can farm. And I'm speaking to you as somebody that's actually living on a fucking farm.
You know, this is one of the things we'd need to change. Stop.
It's been lovely chatting to you, mate. But you know what? There's almost 2:10. I need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been nice catching up with you again.
You know, before you go, you got to remember, yeah, what the farmers are being pushed out, yeah,
They are, yeah.
and you know the farmers can quite happily and affordably grow the crops and put it on a plate locally, you know, with a little bit of help. They can quite happily do that. They don't need to think of big conglomerates like Tesco's and Master Foods and things like that. They don't need them. Trust me. It's just pure greed with them.
Oh, I don't know, Stellar. I mean, like literally just before I come on chat with you, mate, I just finished watching 4 episodes of Clarkson's Farm, and you know Jeremy Clarkson's has money to burn, but see his whole thing right now. You can see the stress on his face. His money is drying up because his previous fortunes are what's keeping his farming thing going, and you can see the stress on that man's face because he can see his money pit drying up
Yeah.
just for the sake of doing an Amazon show.
Well, don't you worry about that. That's his budget is drying up, not his money. Trust me.
I know.
It's his budget that's drying up.
Anyway, I'm gonna cut off and say goodnight, mate. It was nice chatting to you again.
Okay, see you later.
Night, Jem.
Good night.
I'll tell you when I come to Ballymena. See, this is what I mean. People are too scared, you know. We've done all these things in the past, right? The people that done all that are not alive to tell us how successful it was, you know. We took the easy option at some point in time and started selling to, you know, people earlier, and you know, because we thought we were getting a good deal, you know, cutting out a lot of costs, cutting a lot of waiting times down. You know, earlier come along and said, "Oh, we can do all this for you, and do all this for you, and do all this for you, and sign you up to a 10-year contract, and blah blah blah." And the farmers jumped at it because it looked so good. And then 2 years down the line, they pulled at the little clauses at the bottom, you know.
Right, but it's all about greed and money. Smaller portions in food, higher the costs more money. At the end of the day, the farmers, they're only making a small profit. Why the rest, once that stock goes from them into the warehouses, let's put it that way, and then processed all the way through, they're not really making that much money anymore. Where when these big corporations weren't involved, there weren't an issue. We came out of recession, everything, and all of a sudden we're back in one.
So there's a guy on here that runs a farm, and he's campaigning to get out of his contract with Arlia because it was a damn shame, right? An absolute scandal, right?
Yeah.
He was so the truck's supposed to come and collect his milk and all that shit, yeah. And one of the ones on his round broke down, and they basically told him to pour all the milk down the drain.
Oh, I think I saw that where he said he's never done that in all the years he's
Yeah.
had a farm. Yeah.
And then he went back to him and said, "Look, there must be another way of doing this. If you can't pick it up, yeah, you know, can we get it to you somehow as a contractors we can use? No, no, no. You got to use our trucks. Got to be this. Got to be that. Right? They were absolutely determined on that. And the next time they did it to him, he said, "Fuck that. I'm not pulling it away." They didn't even pay him for it, and that was one of the bad things about it.
Yeah.
Right? They did tell him at the time, pour it away down the drain. Right? So it goes into the sewer system. Blah blah blah. So the taxpayer picks up the bill for that. Right? And where was I with this? Anyway, he was talking about it. So he decided.
Where he had to get rid of the milk on the truck and it
So
breaking down.
the next thing that happened, he decided that he was going to store it all and do something with it to make cheese or something,
Yeah.
right? And he opened up the little factory thing, and on the land. They came to do an inspection one day, and they said, "Oh, what's that over there?" And it's like, well, that's where we're making the cheese for a local, cheese for the market, cheese market, things like. Oh, where's that coming from? Well, the stuff that you're telling me I have to spoil. Oh no, you can't do that. Oh, that's breach of contract, blah blah. And I went, hold on a minute, you're not even paying me for it. So it's my milk, and I'll do what I want with it, and I'm not going to report. Anyway, there's a big hoo-ha about it, and he had to get loads of public thing, and Arlia had to back down on it. But other farmers are saying the same thing. They're saying they're in the same boat, and they could quite easily do something with it. Yogurt, cheeses, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Arlia's saying, but then we don't get any. You're cutting us out of it. Well, you didn't collect it, and you didn't pay for it. So why should you get it? If you send your trucks down to pick up our milk, we'll happily give it to you. And they get so little money for it,
Yeah. But the thing is, it's only classed as their property once it's in them trucks. If it isn't in them trucks and they haven't paid for it, it's not their property. It's up to the farmer what he wants to do with it.
No, it's something to do with the contracts, right?
Yeah.
I think it's more to do with that the milk becomes their property, right? The minute it's taken out of the cow, because I think they own the machines that do the milking. So he used their machines, but his own electricity, but used their machines to do the milking and then done the cheese.
At this point, I would have put on a different one in the other barn.
And he's done a roaring little trade and this cheese and all that stuff, in this little tin shed where they caught him doing it, and then they went ballistic. And he was like, "Well, your contract was to take X amount of gallons from me every week, and then 3 times you didn't come collecting, so you were down them 3 weeks. So you reached the contract first." Yeah, but it does say that unless it's out of our hands, and the broken truck is not out of our hands. Well, actually, it is, because if you looked after your trucks, they wouldn't break down in the first place, would they?
Including that, and you got to send a replacement truck.
Yeah.
So really, if they're not keeping their end of the bargain in the contract, it's a fault on their side first. So then again, the farmer would win. But yeah.
I mean, back in the day, right, you hired one of my coaches £500 to go to, I don't know, a football match for the whole day, yeah? Right?
Yeah.
Now, if my coach breaks down, right, it's not your fault, right? You've paid your £500, I've got to provide that service.
Yeah.
So I then had to send out another coach to come and rescue you, whatever, right? I mean, obviously, if you're going to the place, then we get another coach to come and catch you, change you over, and carry on with the ride, So that's one way. But so that's another. I don't know. Say to us that cost us 250 quid. Say for talking sake, right? Right. But then we'd have to pay like 1,200 quid for a big tow truck to go and get that broken down bus and bring it back. You know. So whose fault is that? Is that the fault of the passengers or the hirer or us? You know, how do we charge for that? That's down to us.
Yeah.
You know.
Technically, if they own what comes out of it, and then picking it up, and they could do something else with the product itself, then they should be offering, like in the contract of, if we fail or something happens, then that stock what's sat there, it's whatever you make, then you've got to give us a certain amount of profit back from it. They could do it like that, but they won't.
Well, if they're not buying it, it's not theirs. But yeah, they could have done that. You're right. They could have said we used our machines, you know, so we want, I don't know, 30%.
Yeah. Instead of causing all the issues, what they're doing. No, if they want the farmers to look after the animals, do everything from even down to from day one, getting them to milking, doing everything else. Why have they not got a fairer contract in the first place? Why is it not an equal contract altogether?
I mean,
It's all more one-sided.
Mandy's absolutely right. You know, there's so many farmers that are struggling.
Yeah. But
They haven't even got a bed these days to put the money under.
it was the farmers what got us through World War One and World War Two.
Exactly.
And if we haven't got them, the heart of the country is the NHS. The brain of the country is supposed to be the government, and the stomach of the country is supposed to be the farmers. Yeah.
It's all madness.
It's just, there's so many things, so many problems wrong right now. Nobody knows what to say about it or what to do about it, and everybody's arguing with each other. And really, if everybody just came together as just as one, then they would have to listen. No, there were certain things going on, like certain protests and marches, let's put it like that. And even that, it was like a show of power. And that's what it is, it's a show of power. So the government, if they see enough people there, then it causes a stir up with them. It's like, this is getting too much. Now, it's funny how one lot of protesters can do a big march and cover 90% of the streets, and then somebody else does a march like the farmers, and they're the ones getting arrested. They're the ones in trouble for it, because their land is not their land anymore. Sorry.
Okay, on. It's all right.
Listen, I don't need that shovel. But it's just wrong. The government, really, it's not about working against each other. It should be about working together and listening to the people of the country itself and understanding the voices what are voting for them are not being listened to. What's the point in voting if they're not even gonna detest or disagree or even agree with the situation what everybody's in right now? And there's a lot of people suffering what shouldn't even be suffering.
Rosie, what do you want?
Have you noticed that one?
Yeah.
We've had another one sitting in there for a while as well.
Yeah, I know. I just blocked that one and Rosie pops up, and that's strange. What do you want, Rosie?
I think that's why she's coming. I think it might have been her. If you believe you're my box and there's believe messages out.
What are you live or something?
What live? What messages are these?
Is it on you? Is it on your account, Rosie?
What's her account name?
That Rosie one, I think.
Is it? If she's typing in there, she can't be live on it, can she?
Oh, yeah. I suppose she could still. Oh.
No, she's not live on it.
I don't know what she's talking about, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, she's live. Apparently the message, do you want me to tell you what it is?
Yeah, what is it?
Right, Care Bear, mental health, moderation, complete.
When people ask how my mental state is.
I don't know.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. When people ask how my mental state is.
It's about allegations of DV and all why. Why did you right thing and protect your mum? Where was all your balls when? Yeah, a protective man, ain't you? And then she
Alexa, overhead light on.
Yeah.
What's she writing now? What rubbish is she writing about?
Yeah, I'll show you dead quickly. We're all in there, aren't they? You ready? So?
Yeah, hold on.
Tell me when you're ready and I'll put the screen up.
Your old fucking son.
When you're ready and I'll put the screen up.
When people ask how
Your old fucking son.
sometimes maybe good, sometimes
You're double
maybe
screening us.
when people
Good on you.
mental state is.
Oh, for God's sake.
Sometimes
Right,
maybe
you ready?
Yeah. What are you screenshotting it?
Yeah. That's quick. You got it?
Yeah. So she's showing private messages.
Yeah. You can hear him talking about us.
Still showing private mate. Listen everyone with you.
You can hear him talking about us.
Stop. There we are.
Showing private mate. Listen everyone with you. Are you Stell?
Right.
So they're showing private messages.
Yep, it's Care Bear what's doing it.
Is it?
Yeah. Hold on. Somebody's like Care Bear.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah. She's the one sharing and the host.
Is Rosie. Right, turn it up. Let's hear what she's got to say.
Okay.
You can block all your likes. We've got multiple accounts in.
Hold on.
Oh, what did she say there?
She can block multiple accounts.
I don't know what she's saying.
Oh, what did she say there?
She can block multiple
You're gonna find out tomorrow, Stell. I've got fucking everything, and don't think I'm a fucking mug to not screen cam you and take all of your fucking stuff. Be fucking worried, you absolute fucking cunt.
You see, whatever she thinks that she's got, yeah,
Yeah.
Whatever she thinks she's got, she's just fucked up.
Aye.
She's just fucked everything up. Any case she thought she had against me, she has just this minute fucked it up. And tonight she's been harassing me. She's sending in her flying monkeys. So nothing's going to happen.
No. And just to prove it, you read
Yeah. What's she saying now?
oh, they just got us all on screen.
Holding her live and making threats.
I fucking beg you to call the fucking police tonight. I beg you to call the police on me.
And making threats. You see, she's making threats now. So
Police on me because I've threatened you, Stell. I fucking beg you.
you see, she's making threats now. Why? What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it?
You, Stell. Call the fucking police.
Why? What are you going? What are you going to do about it?
I give you permission to call Northumbria Police on me tonight. There you go. I give you permission to call Northumbria Police on me tonight, and I will hand over every fucking device I have got.
And you know what?
Hand over every fucking device I have got.
And you know what? Do you know what she forgets, right? Turn it down a minute.
In the background noise.
Do you know what she forgets, yeah? She forgets, right, that she deleted messages, group messages, yeah, on her phone, right? But I've still got them. We've got evidence that she tried to take pictures off of group messages 2 days ago.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Have you heard this?
2 days ago.
Apparently, her partner's a cyber officer.
Her ex, oh, he was vice apparently the last time she spoke about it.
Yeah.
There's a cyber officer. Her ex, oh, he was vice apparently the last time she spoke about it. Yeah, there's a cyber.
Vice? That's American, you absolute moron. Poor dickhead.
If it's American, it's not UK law, is it? So it won't count until he gets.
Is she stupid? What she's doing tonight is illegal.
Yeah, I know. Lucky we can document this, isn't it?
Sergeant now, I don't know because we're not together anymore.
What's going on?
In Northumbria.
Right, so Claire has been sending in flying monkeys, yeah? And she's been recording my live tonight, which is stalking. So she's a stalker.
Go on, keep you. You know the one
So
thing
she's
in case
stalking
you would
me.
expect her to turn the back noise off so you could hear what she's saying.
She's a stalker.
Do you know the YouTube account that has all of your fucking lives recorded that I've downloaded? All of the fucking lives you've been posting on me while I've been asleep have been posted by your pal, the Observer, for the proof.
Oh, did she just throw Paul under the bus? Did she just throw Paul under the bus?
Yeah, she just said it was the Observer. The Observer.
Anyway, come off her thing now.
Yeah, I am doing.
I'm not interested now.
Nah. Right, they can keep watching. There you go.
Yeah, they can keep watching.
I like the cold, so it's been too warm in this house.
We're not interested in what she's got to say.
No.
Who's this ad 55 person?
Oh, I got rid of them.
No. Rosie was in here too, I think.
I know she was.
Listen, you just got her. That's all that matters.
They better not come and attack me because I've done nothing wrong.
Nope, they just tried to blame somebody else, and all the evidence, what's all needed, is got.
She just fucked herself.
Yep.
She just joined in the box there.
Oh, she can't. Okay, I'll just let her in then. If she's coming to harass you, let her come in.
Alright, time to turn down my volume, ladies and gents.
Oh,
Don't want the whole street hearing this.
It's one of them, innit? When they're trying to speak to you and they still got their own back noise going on, so it's constantly echoing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got an iPhone? Yeah.
No.
Don't say things like that, for God's sake.
Yeah. Don't say stuff like that. We've got Watcher back in. That came in earlier.
And the thing is, she doesn't know what I've got on her.
Mm-hmm.
She don't have a clue what she's got. And the little merry dance that I've been sending her and the little flying monkeys on.
Now it's understandable why people were coming in last night to trying to get information out of you on purpose.
Oh yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure that all her viewers can see what she's doing. Yeah, she's doing the stalking. She's doing all the chasing. She's doing all the shit. She's doing all the crap. She's sending in all the flying monkeys while I'm sitting here talking to my people, not bothering with her.
Yeah, you got a new one in called Big Bird as well. That one's coming as well. Funny
We're not bothered about her.
Man,
and do you know?
in the morning.
I don't care. Do you know something else? Her that's for men's mental health. Yeah, and yet she was causing the mental health of a man. Right, quite a few men actually. That's number one. Her who's supposed to stand up for women. Do you know that she's? And I hope you're all listening to this. Yeah, on Claire's side.
She said unblock her so she can get in your box.
No, she's not getting unblocked. You're not getting unblocked. I don't want you in my box. I don't want you on my platform, Claire. You're harassing me. You understand? You're harassing me right now. No, I'm not.
Is that person Irish?
Go and vote for Trump.
No, because you're a fucking coward.
Unblock me, Stell, and I tell you what I'll do, Stell. I'll give you a fucking headset. I will put on your live tonight information that won't be then submitted as evidence. How about that? Put on your live tonight.
What's she doing? She's going to put evidence of what?
Right, turn your back noise down, love, so we can actually hear what you're saying.
Nail the fucker.
Unblock me, and I'll do it. Unblock me.
Can't hear you, love.
And you can put in a case against me.
So I'm putting a pair of headphones.
She's desperate. She's got nothing. That's why she's desperate. She's absolutely desperate.
Can't hear her, can you?
That's why she's desperate.
It's echoing.
That woman, yeah, that woman Claire, she got an innocent woman arrested this weekend. She got an innocent woman arrested this weekend. She got an innocent woman arrested.
Exactly.
You got an innocent woman arrested this weekend.
Yeah, an innocent woman was arrested because of her.
She wasn't, Stell. I tell you what, Stell, unblock me and I'll prove
An innocent woman was arrested because of her. Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
Unblock me and I will prove you wrong. Sophie Baby, get into fucking unblock.
So I've got her on camera.
Take on a fucking real man, you cunt.
I've got a screenshot of her on camera.
Dobby, I'm really sorry. Please do DM me. This is something I do need to fucking sort out to maintain my reputation and peace to my private life.
The reputation of a drug addict.
Stay away from Stella Andrews.
The reputation of a drug addict.
Shut your mouth, you stupid prick.
Oh,
Wow.
Am I? Because you didn't say.
Well, it does actually. What she's doing, guys, right? What she's actually doing, she's trying to provoke me into putting something on the screen so that I get in trouble
You're not
for it.
gonna do it.
And I'm not going to do it.
I think that's what's eating her up right now, is because you're not.
Isn't it?
Because you're not doing what she wants you to do. But we can't hear her with the echoing, and we can't hear them with the echoing, so it's fine. They're just speaking over themselves at the same time. It's quite funny, really, because you know what? If they want to double screen somebody, you'd expect them to turn the sound down so you could actually hear what people are saying.
Live.
Do you know what? Whoever is in the box that's clearly fucking drunk. Can't no one block me.
Oh, what's that called now? That magic word?
What one's that?
When somebody's saying you're doing something when you're not. Apparently, I'm drinking. Funny that with all the medication I'm on, I don't drink. I'm teetotal.
I wouldn't worry about it.
No,
I wouldn't
I'm
worry
not.
about it.
Well, I think he classed as malicious acts in it.
She can sit there with her little flying monkeys all she wants.
Mm.
Well, do you know what? Then unblock me and tell me you are so low.
Apparently, I'm not going to be unblocking you, love. I
No,
like what you are.
hold on. Right, what she's trying to do, yeah, she's trying to provoke me into doing something that's illegal.
Yeah.
Right?
Stell, why don't you want to unblock me?
Because I don't want to know you.
Why don't you want to unblock me?
Because I don't want to know you. I don't want anything to do with you.
It's alright, she's just broken what the police have just said. Less than 24 hours
Oh,
ago.
just a minute.
17 hours worth of footage in the past. 72 hours talking about yourself. Yet there
Listen.
are conversations that I've had sent to me where you are then making salacious claims and allegations about me.
It's not allegations though, is it? It's not allegations though, is it?
That has been brought against you because there is a breach of my non-mol order based upon your lies, sir. But yet you don't want to talk about
My lies. Hold on a minute. My lie. What lie? What lie are you talking about?
Well, unblock me and I will fucking show you, sir.
Do you know she's drunk tonight? Actually, she's actually drunk.
Unblock me and I will show you.
Yeah, she's drunk.
Definitely.
She's drunk tonight. Actually, she's actually drunk.
I'm not drunk, Stell. I'm not drunk.
I can tell when she's drunk.
Is that your deflection, bro? I'll tell you like this: unblock Claire, unblock me.
Sorry, I'll turn you down, mate.
Yeah. Can't put up with that.
Nah. Somebody from in a different country making threats. Okay.
What's the story of Balamory today?
Hi.
Comments. Who will believe in you? Unblock me and let me show my evidence. Who will believe in you? Unblock me and let me show my evidence.
Evidence of what? Evidence of what?
What evidence of the claims that you're making?
What's that?
Evidence of the claims that you're making.
What's that?
Well, would you like me to? Well, I'll tell you what, sir. I'll be fair. Unblock me. I'll put my camera on. I'll pull a whiteboard up. I'll allow you to tell me all about myself. I'll write every single point down, and we'll go through them one by one.
Why can't we do it like this?
Yeah, put it on your screen and we can see it all.
Yeah, do it like this.
Because it's echoing.
No, we're not breaking with the law at the end of the day, love. So you can do it on that live, and that is up to you if you want to do it there. But unfortunately, the law states no.
But you sat here cam with me. You absolutely fucking.
Actually, no, you're cam too with us, so we're just sat here and we've been told about what you're doing. So we're just blatantly seeing what you're doing. So at the end of the day, we would appreciate it if you
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Hold on a
harassing
minute.
us.
Hold on a minute, Jem. Hold on a minute. Lies! Liar! Lies! Claire's a liar. Because she's cam 2 and us. It's not cam 2 and us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? And we can hear it because she's fucking sitting in here cam 2 and us.
Yeah.
Stell.
But no difference is they've got us on camera, we haven't.
And let us fucking talk about it. And, if you prove me to be a liar, I will put my hands up. I will put my hands up, I will concede, and I will put a public apology out on the app for you.
No, because you know that I can't put the evidence up legally, right? You know that, Claire. You know I cannot put that evidence up legally. You know it. So you're playing
She's
on it.
trying to incriminate you. That's why it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, she's trying to
She's
get me
trying
to
to
commit a
force.
crime.
Yeah, she's trying to force the hand of you and incriminate you at the same time.
Hold on a minute, Gemma. Hold on. What did you say? What did she say?
Incriminate you at the same time.
Hold on a minute, Gemma. Hold on. What did you say? What did she say? Right. So the thing is, right, she knows I cannot.
You're sitting there you're just trying to prove yourself innocent. He's saying you're incriminating him.
I can prove myself innocent if I was allowed to show the evidence.
That are over in the USA, and the USA says that they'll fry his ass because UK and you.
Ah, shut up. Listen,
Yeah.
come off that, Gemma. Leave them to it. Come off that. Come off it. Don't do it anymore. No interest in what they've got to say.
Stay with me.
I can't believe this, right? They're Cam 2 and me.
Yeah, but
right?
not just Cam 2 in, they've got us on a different phone, with the phone facing down, with the screen live, right? Not like how we've just been sat and we've heard it. They've actually got us on that screen.
I know.
And they've got like 34 people just sat there.
I know. Honest to God, it's ridiculous. Durham, can you hear all this?
I think he's asleep now.
You think so?
I think so.
Wow.
Kai, no. I'm sorry if you hear my air conditioning in the background. It's too warm in my room.
I will feel sorry for you. My heart's breaking.
They can sit there and they can listen to us talking about farming.
Well, technically, that's all we were doing. So, wow.
You can sit there and we can talk about farming.
At least we know we've been watching us.
And Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah.
I'm just laying in my
You
bed.
know, it's strange, right? She's sitting there going, and we've got hours of you talking about me. Yeah, you've been sending in your flying monkeys, which we've got recordings of, by the way, because every single one of them that came in here, and including the man who threatened me and the man who was writing in the comments and shit like that, yeah, I actually screenshotted them all when they came in. So I actually got evidence, right, that she has been talking about me all night and sending flying monkeys in to harass me, to cause me alarm, harassment and distress. And that's what I was talking about. Claire actually sending these people in to cause me alarm, harassment and distress. And she's doing it again. And look at Rosie, of course, Rosie. Forgot about Rosie, our best mate Rosie, coming in here making the big I am. Oh, you should do this. You should come on our live, and we'll do this, and we'll do. No, Rosie, just go away, Rosie.
Hey, Stellar.
Claire's panicking because she got nothing.
Yeah, but you know the one thing, Case, when you speak to a nice officer again tomorrow. Oh, I wish I was.
I've got all these hours of you talking about me. Oh.
Hey, Stell.
What?
You should read us a bedtime story.
Oh. Yeah, what should I call it? Goldilocks and the Three Bells. One was from Newcastle. One was from America, Arizona, I think. And there's an English voice there, isn't there? So that bear must be from England. Oh well, what can I say?
Do you know what? Shows you've made it on TikTok if somebody else is double screening you.
I know, innit? Oh, I've made it on TikTok. I've made it.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for the extra views.
Yeah, thank you for the extra views. Yeah, we've made it on TikTok. We're on that. We're up there. We must be a big creator. We've been cam-tooed.
Oh, wow. I don't know what to say. And we've also been posted on the internet as well. And
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I find it
I'm
really
not.
funny.
I'm not being funny. People think it. We're glued. We're stuck to TikTok, and we don't have a life once we press that button and turn the live off. Yeah, it's like they think we're trapped in the in it itself.
Wakey wakey. Rise and bakey.
I'm up there. I've done it. I've made it.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Oh, Durham, they're checking out your profile now. Look, they're sending flying monkeys. Look, that's how pathetic she is. Look what she's doing.
Wow.
Look what she's doing. She's absolutely pathetic.
What's she done now?
Yeah, she's checking me out for weak spots.
Oh, she won't find her. That's why she's acting like this online, because she doesn't know.
She wouldn't do that if she was on her own. She wouldn't be doing that if it was just her and Rosie, yeah? She comes in with that patronising voice of hers. Isn't it true this, Stinner? Isn't it true that, Stinner? Isn't this right? Now that she's lost the ability to manipulate me, right?
Yeah.
She's got a hold of a few people here that she can manipulate. I'm an innocent woman who's been bullied by a man on the TikTok. Yeah.
It's about losing control.
Ah.
Aye, but it's like a DV. It's like when somebody loses control and doesn't get the reaction what they've had for a long time out of them. And then when they do react in a different way, that's it. The meltdown comes in, and yeah, it's.
And boy, is she melting down.
Yeah, because she's trying to incriminate you and force a hand as well. And the funny thing is, she sent the people in here to tell you what she was actually doing and her intentions at the same time as doing it. So, yeah, keep going, love.
I know it's terrible, isn't it?
Guys, remind me not to get a Collie Cross Labrador next time I get another dog.
We'll remind you to get one, don't worry.
No, they cast like crazy.
So.
Oh my god, Kai.
Don't say anything private, guys, yeah, because they're sitting there listening.
Yeah.
So don't say anything private.
Oh my god, guys. I'm kidding. Oh god, my phone. My spare phone's being fucky wucky right now. Pardon me.
Well, I hope they've had their fun.
I'm just going to turn this up for a sec. What are we at?
Tried to fuck with my life, which was beyond abhorrent. But most of all, you shamed my son for failing me. My life, which was beyond abhorrent. I ain't gonna fucking ever let you fucking off failing me.
Let me tell you something about. Let me tell you about her son. It was her who wrote the message, not her son.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She wrote the message.
Aye.
Yeah.
But
and he questioned my manly abilities in the first place. So he brought it into it. He brought that into it. So I said, "What about you? What about you? What sort of man were you to let your mum get beaten like that?" Yeah, because she pulled that card. She did that. You brought this into it, Claire, by pretending to be your son.
So don't react.
Oh, dunk straight in the straight in the bin.
Do you know what she said? It's a part of the case. That's why I turned her up. She said it's a lot bigger than
there's
you
nothing
think.
illegal about two people having a conversation where one. So what? He doesn't like what I said. That's his problem, not mine. But it wasn't her who actually wrote. It wasn't him that wrote it. It was her, and I know she's got access to that account, and she can sit there manipulating all these stupid men all she wants. Yeah, right. I dare her to show herself. Yeah, show her real face on camera. I dare her to do it. I want these men to see what she really looks like. I dare her.
They're not going to, are they? But the
No.
one thing is, the only reason I turned her off is because she's
There is no
said-
case, right? I can have my
Yeah.
opinion just like anybody else can have an opinion.
Exactly. No, because
And-
she's saying what I'm getting at is
She or he, whoever did it, right? From that account, yeah, they initiated the contact, not me. Right? They initiated it. So don't come crying to me because you don't like what I said.
that class is entrapment.
Well, it's not even entrapment. They initiated it, right? Oh, my mum's bawling. No, she wasn't. She was talking to Coffee Cup Durham and bloody all that crowd, yeah? And she was on the phone to them, telling them what a bad person I was, yeah?
Yeah.
While this alleged son was writing to me, yeah, what a bad friend I am. And I'm sitting in the background listening to her. And this is what she doesn't know. She doesn't understand that. I've been part. She thinks that she's the only one with flying monkeys. I've been part of conversations and heard conversations that she's had, and I've been sent conversations that she's had.
Look, do you know what?
You know,
You don't
even
understand.
Red stuck her right in the shit
Yeah.
many times.
It's one of them, innit? It's one of them women what will try and destroy
So
somebody.
in the words of Luke, yeah, you'll do nothing, Claire.
But
Are they still cam-touring us?
I think that I can't hear them because I've got them turned off. But I can clearly say yeah, because you can see the little box flashing. So they must be talking about something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're still cam-touring us.
Yeah. But they've just not got us on camera.
And, wait a minute. Oh yeah, they're listening to us.
Stell, let me in the box and you can have a complete vindication against the case that I'm bringing against you. Let me in the box.
There is no case against me, you fool.
Look at the comments. Let me in the box.
For a start, right? For a start, yeah, your son or you, whoever was on that account, initiated the contact and they decided to call me names and have an opinion. I gave my opinion back. You don't like it. That's your problem. Get over it, Claire.
Stell,
That's your problem. Get over
you know what it is, Stell? No problem, because when it goes, Stell, you've not got it. Stell, you're fine then, aren't you? Because when it goes to what it will be Crown Court, Stell, Crown Court, which is where the burden of fucking proof is required.
And they're gonna see that you initiated contact tonight, Claire. Claire, they're gonna see that you initiated contact tonight. You're harassing me, Claire.
Your Stell, absolutely. And they're also going to see that for the past.
So you can't complain about me, Claire. You can't complain about me when you're doing the same thing.
By the way, it's called Castro.
Oh, listen to her.
1967. They put things in the comments, but I screenshotted it for yourself. Don't worry.
I take that as a threat, Claire. I take that as a threat.
Yeah.
Drunken lady, are you listening? What's the drunken lady called? She's called Jem. Jem, are you listening?
What does she call you?
Have you read where where the sun don't shine, love? Right, I ain't listening to what you're saying. Right,
What does she call you?
Don't be speaking to me.
Well, of course you
What did she call you, Jen?
It just helps, Jem, thank you.
Apparently she wants my name for apparently this case, what she's building up. Have me your name, love.
Drunken lady, I called her.
Is that what you call me, love? Don't worry, I call
what
you
is-
a lot of other
I called
names.
her a drunken lady in the same way that you called Rosie a man.
Oh my God, did she just call you a junkie, Jem?
Yeah,
That's against the law. That's
I know
against
it
the law.
is. I
That's a
know,
criminal offence to call somebody that.
I know, I'm glad
It's
we're
called
recording this.
cyberbullying. Jem, reporter for cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying.
Oh, she's getting done for it, don't worry.
Cyberbullying. She just bullied one of my viewers.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying.
There's another one.
Actually, and it's also it's a hate crime trying to say somebody's something when they're not too. So yeah, medication and
Wait a
being
minute.
an alcoholic is a different
Rick
thing.
is not well.
I don't
Rick
drink.
is not well. What do you mean I'm harassing her? I'm sitting on my fucking platform, you dickhead, yeah? And she's cam 2ing me and sending
Yeah.
messages through the cam 2. Are you stupid or something? Get rid of him.
Yeah, if you didn't come in here and tell us what was going on, we would have never known you were sat there listening to us
Get rid of
talking
him.
about farming.
Listen to him.
Oh no.
You're harassing her. How am I harassing her? I'm sitting here minding my own business talking about farming.